Welcome to True Blue Politics Daily. My name is Anita. I'm here with my lovely co-host Karen, and today
Hello.
is she sounds like Kermit the Frog today.
Hello.
Today is July 15th, and
2026.
okay, 2026. So, we're going to talk about Donald Trump's speech tomorrow, national speech that he's going to make, and just lie his ass off like he always does. And some of the coverage it's getting. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, so during on CNN, during a panel discussion hosted by CNN anchor Abby Phillips, conservative pundit, and former Republican New York City Council member Joe Borelli spoke about Trump's announcement that he would give a speech about election security on Thursday.
Yeah, we need that.
So I have I found the video and there's just if people want to go and look at this, it's on Mediaite. And
Oh,
you
you're not
can
going to play it?
well, I'm gonna play it, but I'm just
Okay.
saying if you want to play the entire thing, it starts off with a montage of dumb fuck blowing his big fucking horn
Oh, lying like he
about
always does about
lying as he
2020
always does. Okay, so
over
we're
and over and
we're
again.
we're gonna spare ourselves and you all
Oh,
right now
please.
of
Thank
that. But
you.
if you guys want to go and do that, you go ahead. Okay, you
Go
do you.
ahead. You must like,
Well, apparently you like pain.
so yeah.
I mean, okay, so we're gonna break away and go to Abby Phillips.
Okay. On
Joe, are we
CNN.
really going to do this again?
You know, it's funny. You presupposed this package of clips with. Let's go back 6 years. What about if we went back 8 years to when the Democratic Party was convincing the American public that the Russians colluded with the president to steal the election? Now, that's past history.
That's not what
Now it's
happened.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
I'm gonna
The
pause.
No, they did not try to tell everybody that Trump had colluded with the Russians to steal the election. There was real concern about Russian interference. Remember, we knew that was a fact.
And why was there concern? Was there like something like evidence? Was there
There was evidence. Yes,
intelligence?
they were
Yeah.
doing things like putting out. They had they would do these like rallies. They would actually do rallies. They would set up these rallies where they had like Hillary. Remember, they paid somebody to be Hillary Clinton in a cage. I mean, they were doing all kinds of things. They were hiring. There were people that were influencers that were paid by Russia to try to influence black voters. That kind of stuff. There was all kinds of interference. And by the way, and there was evidence that the Trump campaign was working together with the Russians. There was evidence that there was contacts.
Mm-hmm.
We know that.
We know
And
that as
and now
early
we
as
even know
July,
more.
yeah, as early as July 2016,
Yeah.
there was intel, and President Obama went to Mitch McConnell
And he tried to
and
tell him,
he
yep,
tried to tell him, and Mitch McConnell said no, that it would appear that he was,
political,
yes,
partisan.
political partisan. Yeah, exactly.
Well, he
Okay.
said what he said that no, he would not he would not go along with Obama because Obama wanted them to announce this thing kind of together so it would be a bipartisan thing,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it was because
Because of
Russia,
course,
because it
every
was
American,
Russia.
because whether you're a
Yeah,
Republican or a Democrat, you care
you should
about
care.
foreign interference in our elections, and you
Of
care about
course,
free and
Republicans
fair
care.
elections, right?
Yeah, well, no, they don't,
In a
apparently.
democracy, no.
Apparently not, because partisanship is more important to them and power.
Mm-hmm.
And so Mitch McConnell said, no, if you do that, I'm going to contradict you. I'm going to call it partisan. I'm going to say that's BS. He's just trying to help Hillary Clinton.
Mm-hmm.
So Obama knew that if he came out and said something and Mitch McConnell contradicted him like that, it would become just this political football and back and forth, and it wouldn't get anywhere because it'd only be Democrats paying attention to it. We needed to unify against Russia, who was interfering with our election.
And there was that famous clip of Donald Trump saying, Russia, if you're listening, yes. And despite all of that, there was an election that was held, and the day after it was called for Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton, the Democratic candidate, conceded the election
Oh, she conceded it immediately.
immediately.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a Democrat. It makes me so angry because what he's saying, what there were people that are Democrats, like on social media, that were saying that Trump was, working because there was reason to believe that, but there was no anybody in any kind of official capacity, meaning somebody from the Democratic Party leader like Obama, who was president at the time, or Hillary Clinton, who was our nominee, that were out there saying he's colluding with Russia. That's not what happened.
No, and there
Nobody
was
saying
no insurrection. There was no attack on the Capitol at the certification of the election.
Even though Hillary Clinton
And
won 3 million more votes.
that's right. And also, if I'm not mistaken, I remember the Clintons being in attendance. I remember the Obamas being in attendance.
Everybody was.
The Bidens,
Bidens,
yes,
the
all
Bushes.
these prominent Democratic officials were in attendance at the inauguration
That's
for
right.
the first term.
And as a matter of fact, the Obamas were extremely gracious towards the
to
Trumps.
facilitate a peaceful transfer of
They
power.
worked with them. They helped.
They briefed him. Remember?
Yeah. Oh, of course. I remember all of it. It's just like a nightmare.
Which wait. Let me ask. Wait. Okay, Anita, correct me if I'm wrong. There was a briefing after Trump lost, and there was the insurrection, and then the Bidens were moving in, right? Or that there was that
No, actually, no.
no?
There was none of that. As a matter
There
of fact, that's kind of why Afghanistan happened the way it did, because there was no transfer. There was no peaceful transition. And they weren't working with the Biden.
There was no
administration.
coordination.
No.
Oh.
And it was just a disaster. Donald Trump wouldn't even start moving out. Remember, all his shit was still there.
Well, why would President Biden have needed to know anything about Afghanistan, though? Because wasn't it he that he ordered the withdrawal, Joe Biden?
No, that was Donald Trump. He had it set up to where, remember that Biden, those troops would have to be withdrawn by a certain time, and Biden kind of fell into that. And he kind of needed to know that information beforehand.
But why
in a peaceful transfer of power in a transition, if they'd had a legitimate transition, then Biden would have been more prepared. But of course they didn't. He came in blind.
Wait, I have a question though. Why did Biden free all those Taliban people?
Biden didn't. You mean the 5,000 Taliban fighters that Donald Trump released in exchange for nothing?
See, I thought
in exchange for nothing.
Wait, but Andrea Mitchell said that. Wait.
I know. I don't want to go into Afghanistan because it pisses me off. It pisses me off because that's when his approval rating started going down.
Yep.
And it was so.
The mainstream media facilitated that.
Of course they did. And look what they're doing now. Remember how they were all over Biden, making one little, mistake. And Trump, he's running around like a fool. Every newspaper in the world. As a matter of fact, I just read about this. El Mundo or the paper in France, and Der Spiegel, and all these other major newspapers. Le Monde, yeah, all over the country. All over the world. They're like, what the hell? The United, because he's a threat to the whole world right now.
Yes, he is. And
he is.
It's not. He's more than just a threat.
He's dangerous. It's dangerous. Yeah. He's running around saying, yesterday he said he was going to be the guardian of the Strait of Hormuz, right? And everybody was going to pay him 20% to even go through there. Then today he's like, oh, well, no, forget about that. Seriously, he was the guardian of Hormuz yesterday.
Sure.
Right? This is the ranting.
Well, I'm like the Queen of England. I was the Queen of England yesterday.
And today, I'm not.
Today, I'm not.
He's delusional. He's going to do this speech. As a matter of fact, it's a good segue because he's going to do this delusional speech.
But I want to Yeah, but I want to continue with this video so we can continue. Yeah, let's talk about that, okay?
Because that's right. We're still on the video.
We're still on the video. Okay, so here we go.
Yeah, we're never going to get through this.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
That's okay. I like this. Okay, here we go.
Shout out to my alma mater. Had a poll out February 26th or March 26th this year, and it showed that voter confidence in elections was the lowest it's ever been since Marist started doing that.
I
And the
wonder
drop,
why.
and the
Oh my
drop
God.
actually came
I
from
wonder
Democrats and
why.
independents. So if
the president,
if the president's going to make a speech,
the president
and talk
said
about
we
election,
he has never lost an election that he thought was free and fair.
if the president is
You
going
know that?
to show,
Just
Yeah.
let me say something. Let me say something. The reason why people have no confidence in elections is because Republicans have consistently undermined them since
Yes.
Donald Trump has been in office. And
Yeah.
so when they say Democrats, of course, well, Donald Trump is firing, election officials left and
Mhm.
right. He's talking about how,
Right.
I don't know, putting the election denier as head of our director of national
Right. So
intelligence.
they've not only have they convinced their voters, but now because of his actions to undermine free and fair elections, then more voters like we don't.
Independent and Democrats.
Independent
we don't
and
feel safe.
Democrats.
We don't feel it's
Right.
safe because we think he's going to fuck with them.
That's right. And they've said that they're going to send ICE agents
Yeah.
to poll watch, right?
I'm not worried about ICE agents.
No, I'm not either. No. I'm not either. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that this is what they're doing. So, they're trying to intimidate people. And we're not
They're
going to be
trying to
intimidated.
And here's
No.
something else everybody needs to understand. This firing of these election officials that he just did, this board or whatever,
Mhm.
that oversees elections and certifies machines and stuff like that, that is not something we need to worry about right now.
Mm-mm.
Because that is done for the midterms. They've already done all that work.
Right.
It's for 2028 that we have to be concerned about it.
That's it. Okay, so I'm going to continue this.
Okay, go ahead.
Clearly, did he think it's free and fair?
He has never lost an election. Going back to the 2016 primary in Iowa that he argued was stolen by Republicans, I guess.
if the president,
So I'm asking you, is he really going to use his megaphone as president of the United States, maybe even prime time, to rehash crazy election conspiracies about 2020, about
Thank you.
about anything,
maybe
frankly?
2016 with the Russians. Anyway, two things. Number one,
I mean, is he
Wow.
gonna, is he going to do that?
You know he won in
Number
2020.
one.
You know he won.
voter
he got his-
confidence in
That's a minority
elections
view in your
is,
party.
as I mentioned,
Come on,
it's very
no,
low.
it's not.
If the president is going to give a speech highlighting how elections should be more secure, I'm not sure why that's a bad thing. Number two segments
Oh.
ago, you talked about how we
Hold
shouldn't
on.
be prejudging things without seeing the evidence. You criticized the administration for defending some of these cops in some of these situations. Why are we presupposing that whatever the president says, whether it's evidence or it's opinion or there's some new evidence that a foreign government tried to hack our elections, why are we presupposing what the DOJ, the president, the White House is saying is false? I think that's a big reason that we're
Okay.
on a big
Because
news
people
Okay,
now.
wait.
look
Here,
and
wait,
they
let
have
her
found
finish.
nothing.
We're not
Hold on, she's
reading
gonna
evidence.
respond.
We're
Yes.
actually
I
reading
know, I heard her.
facts.
No, you don't know what he's going to say. You don't know the
He
evidence,
told
and you've
us.
already decided that it's
No.
wrong. You've
Oh my
already
God.
decided it's wrong.
I feel like
The president said
Can you
nothing in
hear?
the interview that
Like-
you just saw. He said nothing about what they're going to talk about on
But
Thursday night.
politically, can we talk
Okay, great.
politically?
If he doesn't
Okay,
have
no. I've heard. Look. The
I know
truth
you
is-
heard it. I know you've heard it.
I know.
but
It's not
I'm playing
just
it
that
for.
I've heard it. It's
I
not
know.
just that I've heard it. But let me just say something, because I understand what she's saying. Okay, but the truth
Okay.
is, she should just say, because he lies about everything.
Okay, but can I
he-
just, because we were talking about this and because, there was an
Okay,
article
yeah,
about it, I just want to
true.
let it play. Let me just let
Okay.
it play so our
It's triggering
audience.
the crap out of me.
I know. And we can be triggered, but let's let it play because I want people to hear this.
Thanks,
But
Mom.
if he has evidence that there's some sort of fraud or
How is that
corruption
helpful
in
to Mike
elections.
Collins?
Hold on. Evidence of
Because you
what?
know he
What
won't.
exactly?
I knew you
he
guys did.
won't.
So we've gone through this. We've gone through
Evidence
the,
of what? I mean, what-
the
just-
mouse on the wheel.
Well,
We've done
What,
it.
what evidence is he going to present
Look,
about the election that he
I'm
lost
with Joe.
in 2020?
I think it's not good
This
to
is
prejudge a speech that hasn't been made
Jennings.
yet.
What's
But
his
there
face?
has been
Scott Jennings.
speculation that investigators have found that there may have been foreign interference or attempts at foreign interference in
Oh,
2020.
okay.
Now, it wasn't that many years ago, as Joe pointed
Okay.
out, that we were all
Okay.
There were
gonna
attempts at election interference in 2020, but they failed.
They
Remember-
failed. And remember Chris Krebs.
That's right. Remember, Chris Craig said it was the most the most
Secure.
fraud-free, secure. Sorry, I have a brain fart. Election in American history that he knows of.
Right.
I mean, he was on top of it.
Because of what happened in 2016.
Yeah, Exactly. And so,
Yes.
I mean, this is just so disingenuous for them to sit there and talk about, we don't know.
Well,
We don't
this
know
is
what
what
he's
they
going to tell
do.
us.
It's the
Yeah.
whataboutism. It's the whataboutism and trying to conflate and compare it to 2016 when, again, and you and I talked about this earlier, one has actual evidence and the other one is based off of a lunatic's conspiracy.
Well, let me tell you what he's going to do. They're going to cherry pick, just like what happened with Iraq. They're going to cherry pick intelligence that says, oh, this country's trying, China or whatever, is trying to interfere with our elections.
Mm-hmm.
And whether or not, it happened or not, because that always happens.
Mm-hmm.
That is always happening, okay?
Mhm.
They're always trying,
Mm-hmm.
but they fail, right?
Right.
Well, guess what? He fired the people that are supposed to protect us from foreign
Right.
interference, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't even have that. So
Right.
for him to come up here and talk about, oh, foreign interference, you welcome foreign interference. As a matter of fact, remember, that was a big deal that we don't have any
Russia,
protection.
if you're listening.
Yeah. I mean, now he's going to use that.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to use the fact that he is not protecting us from foreign interference
Mm-mm.
to say now there's this foreign interference.
Right. Right.
And they're going to cherry pick it just like they did
Mhm.
to get us into Iraq. You can do that with intelligence. There's always
Mhm.
something out there that you can say
Mm-hmm.
that fits your narrative.
Right.
And we need to be aware of that. And remember, nothing he says, you have to just know that everything he's saying is bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And everything has to be, I don't even want to, fact check. We just know it's bullshit.
Right. It's provably false. And
Yes.
again,
The
and
2020
again,
yeah.
the 2020 election, when they went back, when he went to Roethlisberger and he went
Ratzenberger,
to,
yeah.
and he went to, what's his face, Kemp, to
Yeah.
ask them to find 11,780 votes for him. Okay, that was, it was illegal at that time. And then, of course, they went ahead after the fact and changed the rules so that what he was asking them to do in 2020, they could potentially do going forward. And
That it would
so,
be legal.
yeah, exactly. So, this is the thing. We know how Donald Trump behaves. We
Operates.
we know how the Republicans rally around and
They-
help push the big, the big lie.
Well, they pander to his delusions.
Mm-hmm.
They
And
just-
every single appointee, every single member of Congress that refuses to answer the question that no, the 2020 election was not stolen. They obfuscate. They say, "Oh, well, Joe Biden was elected, wasn't he? He was in office,
Joe Biden
wasn't
got
he?"
sworn in.
Yeah,
Joe
he
Biden
got sworn in,
right?
right? Yeah, after a violent attack, and his supporters, these
But
criminals, went in and smeared shit all over
Yeah.
the Capitol and beat
attacked
officers.
police and-
yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah. And
yeah,
they're continuing it. Like, today, right? They had the hearing
for
for
Jay Clayton, he was
Mhm.
for DNI. And I have been watching these hearings on and off, and every single one of his nominees, whether it's for federal judge or for whatever,
Mhm.
or department, some department, some obscure department, they ask them who won the 2020 election, and they never will answer it. Oh, they'll say some bullshit like, well, Joe Biden got sworn in,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can you hear that?
I-
Something's ringing.
No, I can't.
I think it's
You're
my
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Oh,
Okay,
I'm
so
getting.
I'm going to go ahead and play this clip of John Ossoff today questioning this Clayton individual. This is Aaron Rupar from X or
Yeah.
Twitter. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and play it.
Don't exit. Dead name it.
I know. I'm sorry. Twitter. Okay, hold on.
United States pardon a convicted narco trafficker
Yes.
who won the 2020 election.
I'm not going to do this with you.
This is a job interview. We've established that you have an obligation
It's a
to
pretty
be
interesting
honest
job.
and forthright with the committee. Yes, you do have an obligation to be honest and forthright with the committee.
Yes.
Who won the 2020 election?
Like I said, I'm not going to get into that with you.
But you do have an obligation to be honest and forthright with the committee.
Is anything that I just said not honest or forthright?
Yes, you're not being honest or forthright. Who won the
I think I've
2020
answered the
election?
question. We can keep doing this.
Well, we're going to keep doing it because you're not being honest and
No,
forthright
I'm
with
not
the
going to
committee.
engage in the theater.
It's a simple question, Mr. Clayton.
And I've answered
Who
it.
won the 2020 presidential election?
I've answered it.
You're here asking for the support of senators to lead America's intelligence community. We've established that you have an obligation to be honest and forthright with this committee and with the American public, but you refuse to answer a simple matter of fact about the 2020 election. Is that right?
No, that's not right.
Then answer the question. Who won the
I have
2020
answered.
election?
I have answered the question.
Answer it. What is your answer?
I've given you my answer.
What is your answer? You refuse to answer a basic question about who won a presidential election,
No,
but you ask to lead America's intelligence community? Isn't it humiliating to be unable to answer this question, to have to indulge the president's delusions? We know, you know, everybody in this room knows the truthful answer to that question. Why can you not give it?
I think I gave you the answer.
No.
That's the thing. They all know.
Mhm.
They all know the truth, and they are indulging in his delusions.
Like
into
you
this
said. Mhm.
crazy person who the media keeps asking questions like he's, I mean, to me, it's like asking some dude, on the subway who's pissing on the side of a wall.
Mhm.
You know, what do you think?
Mhm.
What do you think about what are you going to do next on Iran, sir?
Mhm. Right. Yeah.
And he's just a madman. He's
He is.
crazy.
Yeah, he's completely nuts, and this Republican Party is, and it's not just. I mean, it's just I can't stand any of them. I mean, they're
No,
just,
and we need to remember that
yeah.
it's the Republican Party. I mean,
Mhm.
the fact that they are pandering to this sick, mentally ill,
Mhm.
disgusting, corrupt
Mhm.
monster, sociopath.
Mhm.
I mean, none of them should be representing us.
None of them deserve the public trust in whatever state district that they represent, because they are lying. They're either they are
Weak.
lying or they're delusional. They are weak. They're and I don't buy this bull. I just, when people sit there and say, well, behind closed doors, but you know what?
Whatever.
This is how
Yeah.
they really feel, but they're afraid. They're afraid for themselves.
Which-
They're afraid for their families. Oh, are you fucking kidding me? You don't think that we're all afraid?
Democrats
out
get
here
death threats all the fucking
all
time.
the fucking time. But even it's like, and it's not just, I mean, the way, look, they're shooting Americans. They're dragging people. They're
Mhm.
shooting people on work visas in
With
the
their
streets
3-year-olds in
with
the
their
car with them?
3-year-olds in the car. Okay, they're doing facial recognition of people that are showing up and protesting or documenting
They're
their
arresting
abuses
people
of
for touching
power
the
and
pool.
criminality. They're arresting people for touching the reflecting pool. I mean, this is where we're at. They're threatening trans people. They're criminalizing parents of trans children.
Mhm.
And I'm sorry, fuck all the way
You're
off.
afraid.
Fuck
You know what?
all the way off.
Then
You're afraid.
Then you're in the wrong
We're
job.
afraid. You have wealth. You have, you live
Power.
in probably gated communities, some of these people,
Mhm.
these Republicans, and
Well, they
you're
shouldn't be
afraid.
they shouldn't be representing us if they
Right.
are going to be too afraid to do their jobs.
That's it. That's it. That
If they're-
Democrats are doing their jobs. They're not afraid. I mean,
Well, you know what?
yeah.
Republicans don't want. The truth is, they're getting what they want,
Mhm.
and what they want is power, and that's all they care about.
Right. Yeah.
So when we sit here, when they say they're afraid, they're full of shit.
Yep.
Once
I
in
don't
a
want to
while-
fucking hear it. I don't
Yeah,
want to
I
hear
don't
it.
want to hear it. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. No. And it's like, and then all of a sudden, like, you know, somebody like, what's his face?
Thomas
Massey.
Massey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Thomas Massey. And it's just like he's, you know, on his way out. And now he's, you know, I mean, and look, he was showing some courage. Now he's on his way
No, he
out.
has shown courage.
He
though.
has shown courage. But I mean, it did take him a long time. Like it was the Epstein files that really did it. Right.
But now he's finding out. You
But
know
he's
what?
finding out. Yep.
And that sends a message to all of them, I guess.
Mhm.
I mean, but
It should.
it's no excuse
No.
to be that you
No.
know, they say they're afraid. Oh, look
No.
at death threats. I just fucking hate that. I can remember listening to the voicemails for Ilhan Omar
Yeah, AOC.
and AOC.
Yeah.
And the stuff
yeah.
they get,
Mhm.
the threats they have got. Hakeem Jeffries, there was just
Mhm.
a guy that was charged with trying to kill him.
Right.
With Donald Trump, I mean, he is the weakest, most pathetic,
Gretchen
biggest
Whitmer.
titty baby
Yeah.
ever. Having to run over. Think about Zelensky. Think about
Mhm.
Vladimir Zelensky. You know what he did when he knew about all the he's had dozens of assassination attempts, legitimate assassination attempts. But you know what? He goes on the front lines. That's what he does. When they said, hey, we can take you out of there. When when Russia first invaded, what did he say? No, I don't need to ride out of here. I need ammunition.
Yep. Exactly.
And then we've got Donald Trump. Ooh, I need a bunker. I need a bunker. I need a bigger bunker. I'm afraid.
Put up a fence. We need a fence.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, and every single one of these Republicans is just like him.
Yep. Yes.
They're a bunch of fucking titty babies. They're afraid of everything.
Yep. Yep. And they're the ones that have radicalized and created the monsters that they're afraid of.
That's right.
Because it's not, let's be very clear, it is not people on the left that they're afraid of. They're really not afraid of the people on the left. They're afraid of being primaried, and they're afraid of the radical, the absolute dangerous, violent, prone to violent base that they have created. And Donald Trump is one of those people that they, you know, radicalized and cultivated, because he was one of the biggest Fox News junkies.
Oh yeah, he's calling every week. Yeah, oh yeah, he watches it 24/7 still. He doesn't do anything else but decorate and watch Fox News.
Exactly.
And tweet or post or whatever he does.
Truth.
I mean, he's insane. I mean, everybody knows that he's insane, and these people keep denying it and pretending that we have this legitimate. The fact that they're sitting around, oh, how great, he's got this under control. I mean, it's so infuriating to listen to this.
Yep. And because, Anita, I know how much you love John Ossoff.
I do love John Ossoff. I hope I want him to be president.
Me too. I'm going to play another. This is AZ Brittany on Twitter who posted this video.
Oh, you're going to love this.
Senator Ossoff speaks out on Trump's election lies.
Colleagues who may agree with the president on this.
I don't know of Republican colleagues who agree with the president on this. Privately, most elected Republicans in this building think the president has lost it and is dooming them to dismal losses this fall. Thank you all so much for your time.
Mike Collins agrees with them, though. Mike Collins agrees with them that the election was stolen.
Let's see how Mike Collins handles this now. Mike Collins launched his general election campaign doubling down on 2020 election denialism. Now he not only has to defend doubling health insurance premiums for more than 1 million Georgians, he has to defend these conspiracy theories about the 2020 election that Georgia voters have rejected time and time again. Thank you all so much. Thank you.
Thank you. The only thing I disagree with when he says he lost it, look, he's been on this since 2020. 2016, he was on this because remember, he said all these illegals all voted in California for Hillary Clinton because she won 3 million more votes. During the Iowa, like somebody said, the Iowa primary. Remember when Ted Cruz, I think it was Ted Cruz that won that was rigged. I mean, he hasn't lost it. He has never had it.
He's never had it.
He's nuts.
Nuts. He's completely nuts. And I mean, now, of course, these, you know, quote unquote, never Trump Republicans and, you know, the people that left after, you know, the 2016 election, there was like no plausible deniability that the guy is, you know, completely nuts. Like George Conway.
I love, George Conway.
So this is, this is Raw Story. And the headline is, this is by Matthew Chapman, July 14th, 2026. He's psychotic. George Conway comes unglued on MS Now over Trump's election delusion. Conservative attorney turned anti-Trump activist George Conway unloaded on President Donald Trump on MS Now amid his latest push after 6 years to try to delegitimize the 2020 presidential election, a gambit in which, at least for a time, he was preparing this week to declare. Senators Raphael Warnock and John Ossoff, legitimate due to fraud and foreign election interference, a power president does not have. This comes after new reporting that Todd Blanche, now in line to be Trump's new attorney general, has worked behind the scenes to assist in his campaign to investigate and punish everyone who has tried to rein him in from his conspiracy theories. It seems these two things are locked together. Donald Trump's desire to get back at anybody who's wronged him, and also his desire, his need to prove that he's not a loser. He can't let either one of those things go, said anchor Katie Tur?
Yeah, it was Katie Tur. Yeah, he was on with
And-
Katie Tur.
Yeah, and Conway agreed. Additionally, Conway said Trump is engaged in an attempt to undermine faith in elections, generally in advance of an election that he is likely to lose one or both houses of Congress. I mean, this is really, he is just looking in the mirror. He is just talking to himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know. I mean, it's true. And we have to keep repeating that. He's crazy. Nothing he says can be given any kind of credence because he's nuts. He's the guy, like I said, ranting on the subway about Jesus or something.
Yeah.
That's him. That's Donald Trump.
That's him. And Conway, let me just say, so Conway continued, is actually exhibit number 55,299 of Trump's fundamental mental unfitness and moral unfitness to be president. If he doesn't believe this and he's just saying this to be manipulative, that's psychopathic.
Yes, psychopathic or sociopathic.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Psychopathic. If he actually believes any of this, he's psychotic. He may well be both.
Oh, he is both.
Mm-hmm.
He is definitely both because he will do it. He will sometimes know. He'll know. And you can tell, right? Like when he's having to answer questions or something like that. And he seems kind of hesitant and knows that he's been caught. But then when he does this about I think he's starting to believe it, or he believes it.
Mm-hmm.
And he believes, like that other writer was saying, USA, was it USA Today or CNN? Where she was saying that he thinks everybody's corrupt because he's corrupt. He thinks everybody else is corrupt. It's all projection.
Yep. So I mean, we'll see what happens tomorrow, Anita. But
play John Ossoff also asking this guy Clayton the thing about Tulsi Gabbard. I sent you that one.
Well, let me see.
I sent it late, right before we came on.
Okay. Well, let me just see.
Just because it's really good.
Okay, well, hold on. I have to go and I have to.
Because remember, Tulsi Gabbard went to Georgia and she was there. Apparently, they're doing an investigation into her when they were looking into the ballots. When she was there with the FBI, and there's no reason for her to be there.
Yep. Okay, here we go. I'm going to play this and then we're going to wrap it up. Okay, here we go.
Are you aware that Director Gabbard was present at the Fulton County raid in Georgia earlier this year?
You discussed that with me yesterday in your office.
Are you aware that Director Gabbard was present at the Fulton County raid earlier this year?
You brought it to me, my attention.
What is going on here? You've said.
Okay, hold on. In his office versus answering questions before Congress is something different.
Right.
Why does this
listen to what he says.
Oh, wait, but I just want to say, why do these fucking people think that they don't have to answer these questions? Yeah.
Well, but because I'm telling you, they don't know how to answer it because they have to lie.
I told you, remember, in your office.
Yeah. Remember we discussed this. He never says, I knew about it. He says, we discussed that.
Yeah.
This is their way of getting out of answering the question. So go on. Yeah. It gets even weirder.
Okay, here we go.
At the beginning of this, you have an obligation to be honest and forthright with the committee. I'm asking a very simple question. Are you aware that Director Gabbard was present at the Fulton County raid earlier this year? Yes or no? Are you aware?
I was.
You won't answer that question either.
I just said I was made aware of it by you yesterday.
The first time you learned that Director Gabbard was present at that raid was in my office yesterday?
Bullshit.
It was the first time that in my recollection, I've thought about it recently. Now, was I aware of it
God.
before?
What?
He seems
It's the
confused.
first time in my recollection that
You brought it to
thought
my
about
attention
it.
yesterday.
Okay.
I had not
So
thought.
you had not known
I had
until
not thought about it until you brought it to my attention yesterday.
your answers lack credibility. Your testimony lacks credibility. You're being evasive and you're not being candid or forthright. And everybody across the country is going to watch this and know that. Are you aware that former Director Graber testified that her presence at the raid was, quote, requested by the president?
I'm not aware of that until now.
Oh,
Okay, you are now aware of that.
Yeah.
Are you aware that members of this
Been
committee
under
are
a
already
rock.
probing Director Gabbard's potential misconduct in this matter?
No, I'm not privy to your probe into.
Are you aware that the General Counsel and Deputy General Counsel of your office have already provided testimony to this committee regarding this matter?
No.
If the White House Chief of Staff or
he's
the
not aware
President
of a lot
asks
of
you
things.
to travel somewhere across the United States and oversee the execution of a domestic search warrant on a sensitive election facility, will you do it? Is that
That's a hypoth-
appropriate? Is that appropriate for the Director of National Intelligence?
That's a hypothetical.
We all know it's not appropriate.
Senator
for the
Ossoff, your
Director of
time has
National
expired.
Intelligence. Will you answer the
Your
question?
time has expired.
Will you
Senator
give him,
We
will you
need to
give him
move
the
on. We need to
opportunity
move
to
on.
answer the question? Is this not material right now, sir? Is it appropriate for the Director of National Intelligence to oversee the execution of domestic search warrants at sensitive election facilities? Yes or no?
I think you're asking me, as you just said in your first comment to me.
Yes or no? Is it appropriate?
Look,
No?
you are asking me to comment on a matter that you just said was under investigation.
No, I'm asking
not
you-
gonna-
Okay, Senator
I'm not gonna
Ossoff,
do-
your time is
Jesus
expired.
fucking Christ.
Disqualified.
You know
Are you-
what? Fuck these people.
These guys are a joke.
Seriously?
They're a joke.
Fucking joke. Are you fucking kidding me? I don't know, Anita. If I'm in an interview and I am like applying for like a highly secure and classified position where and by the way, intelligence, which I'm supposed to know shit, and you're gonna sit there and say, well, I was unaware.
I was reflecting on what you
said.
informed me of.
Are you kidding me?
Reflecting on my memory of what you said. I mean, he made it even
It would be
Ossoff was
like,
what?
thank you for coming in.
And
now we're going to,
we'll be calling you.
We'll get back with you.
We'll get back with
Okay.
you.
You're not going to you are definitely not going to be called back for a second interview.
No,
and by the way, you
no.
told me that this guy is not coming back he's declining.
No, Tom Cotton stopped it. Tom Cotton stopped it, the questioning, and
what's
said,
he
"Oh, that's
afraid
it."
of? Well, what's
well,
he
he's afraid of John
of?
Ossoff. Apparently, John Ossoff is a badass. I'm
yes,
telling
he
you.
is. I'm telling you, John
Yep.
Ossoff,
Keep an eye on him.
2028. Mhm.
Yep.
I love him. So we're gonna keep our eyes on this, and yes, the Democrats like John Ossoff, like all of these guys, they're doing a great job. Just exposing these guys,
Doing what they
holding
can
their
do.
feet to the
Yep.
fire, and good for them. And we have to share that, guys. Look,
Yes.
Please share these clips with everybody. Go on social media and share this stuff, because we have to show everybody that has not been paying attention, independent voters, this is the difference between Republicans
And Democrats,
and
yeah.
Democrats. Okay.
Mhm.
And so
There is a difference.
so Lindsey Graham and other news, and we're going to play you guys out with this. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Oh, smash the button.
Thank you. And then please ring the bell, get it in your notifications. So when we drop one of these videos or our bi-weekly podcast, you get notified. And please feel free to go over to our Patreon page. You can join the True Blue crew of listeners in our chat. And
Buy us coffee.
Buy us coffee if you can.
Yeah.
I'm
Or if you
parched.
can't. No, I'm
I'm
kidding.
parched.
I mean,
I need a
yes.
little, we really appreciate you guys. We love you, and we're just going to go ahead, and this is regarding
viral TikTok. Yeah.
viral TikTok. Yeah, that is to do with the governor of South
it had a-
Carolina. Go ahead.
It goes on. First, he starts off with the difference between Lindsey Graham's sister and what happened with the Black Democrat here in Texas, and how long it took for them to fill, or it's not being filled. And then he moves on to talk about just the double standard.
Right,
all the
right.
time.
Wow. Huh,
Yeah,
shocking.
I
Okay,
know.
here, I'm going to go ahead and play this. Everybody have a great day. Stay safe and
Bye,
stay
guys.
cool.
See you
Wherever you are,
tomorrow.
stay cool because it's hot. It's hot
We're
out.
flooding here. Oh,
Yeah,
we've
you
had like a
are.
monsoon.
You be
Yeah.
careful. Do you have a log to float on, Anita?
I am staying inside, but I'm keeping my life jacket on just in
Okay,
case.
good, because we don't want Anita. Oh, man.
Floating away.
No.
Okay, thanks. All
Oh,
right,
my
bye,
God.
guys.
Bye. Love
Talk
you
to you
guys.
tomorrow.
On Saturday. They announced it on Sunday, picked his unqualified sister to replace him on Monday, and swore her in on Tuesday. She hasn't even had time to plan her brother's funeral, and they already got her in office in the U.S. Capitol. Meanwhile, when Representative Sylvester Turner, a black Democrat, died on March 5th, 2025, Texas Governor Greg Abbott waited until April to announce there would be no election to replace him until November, leaving the largely black and Hispanic district here in Houston unrepresented for nearly an entire year. This is how Republicans play politics with death. While Democrats are drafting generous statements of condolences for their oppressors, Republicans are callously seizing power from the oppressed. They pulled the same stunt when Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia died, and they wouldn't even hold a hearing on Obama's nominee, but then raised to replace Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg when she died in the final months of Trump's term. Republicans demand that Democrats observe all kinds of outdated rules about death and mourning, but then break the same rules when Democrats die. They're doing the same thing in Kentucky with Mitch McConnell in the hospital. When McConnell started glitching a few years ago, his Republican state legislature passed a bill stripping the Democratic governor of the power to replace him. They were fine when a Republican governor had the power, but they changed the rules for a Democrat. That's because the rules themselves are a trap. Democrats have to follow all the rules, but Republicans get to break them with impunity. Just like the rule of meritocracy, Republicans love to whine about affirmative action and DEI, which give opportunities to qualified women and people of color, but they just appointed a U.S. senator whose main qualification is simply being the sister of a dead senator. And you can't say that both parties do it when one party spent the past few decades claiming to only care about merit. They said that Barack Obama and Kamala Harris and Ketanji Brown Jackson were unqualified, but then they sing the praises of people like Herschel Walker, Pete Hegseth, and Donald Trump, who was the first person elected president in U.S. history with no experience in government or military. They whine about Democrats being unfair to Republicans in California and Virginia with redistricting while they steal seats in Texas, Florida, and Missouri. And they started it. That's why Trump tried to change the U.S. Constitution on birthright citizenship by executive order. That's why he just fired all the federal election assistance commissioners, why he's trying to seize ballots and intimidate poll workers, and why he's desperately trying to pass a national voter suppression bill to stop mail-in ballots, which he uses himself. Rules for thee, not for me. That's the Republican model. So let this be a lesson. Stop playing by their rules. Republicans have only one rule: power. Every other rule is negotiable. The old rule book has been burned, and we will be too if we don't wake up.